Hello there, my name is Volodymyr and now we'll unveil the top news of recent days. The Ukraine-Southeastern Europe Summit was held in the capital of Albania, Tirana, with the participation of Volodymyr Zelenskyy. This is the second time that such a format is being held, and they talked about a joint path to the Euro-Atlantic goal. In addition to Zelenskyy and Prime Minister of Albania Edi Rama, the leaders of Serbia, North Macedonia, Kosovo, Bosnia and Herzegovina and Montenegro took part.
Our vision of Europe and life in all its regions is based on the principle of dignity, equal dignity of each country. And there must be no Europe of different dignities. When someone deserves security and peace while someone's struggle for peace is ignored, when someone deserves integration into unions and alliances and someone is supposed to stay behind and wait. We believe that respect for every nation, the equal right of nations to security and independent choice of their destiny should be universal principles. All through our cooperation, we can ensure this.
Zelenskyy also held a number of bilateral meetings. For example, during a meeting with the Prime Minister of Albania, Edi Rama, signed the Treaty of Friendship and Cooperation between Ukraine and the Republic of Albania. The document will help develop cooperation with Albania and strengthen Ukraine's position in the Balkan region. According to the treaty, Ukraine and Albania will develop mutually beneficial cooperation in the fields of trade, economy, science and technology, culture, education, healthcare, media, tourism and sport. It also provides for the establishment of commercial contacts between state and private enterprises and organizations of the two countries. In addition, the parties will cooperate in the field of environmental protection, the use of environmentally friendly technologies and the rational use of natural resources. Ukraine and Albania will also cooperate in the fight against organized crime, terrorism, drug trafficking, human trafficking and smuggling of all kinds, including of cultural and historical property. I will remind you that earlier Prime Minister of Bulgaria, Nikolai Denkov, was on a visit to Ukraine and met with Volodymyr Zelenskyy. Parties agreed to step up the development of logistics and infrastructure in the region. Nikolai Denkov noted that the government and the parliamentary majority in Bulgaria are working on providing diplomatic, military and material assistance to Ukraine. As we can see, the amount of international aid for us in the world is increasing. Therefore, we cannot lose. The leaders of Transnistria, a non-recognized separatist republic on the territory of Moldova, held a congress of so-called deputies and decided to apply for the Federation Council of Russia and State Duma with a request to implement measures to protect Transnistria in the face of increased pressure from Moldova. Well, we have already seen this somewhere, probably in Ukraine and the occupied territories of Crimea, Donetsk and Luhansk regions. The Assembly of Deputies was previously expected to ask to join Russia, and President Vladimir Putin will approve the request as early as tomorrow during his annual address to Russian lawmakers. Well, they didn't officially ask for it, but this wording, to apply to the Federation Council and State Duma of Russia with a request to implement measures to protect Transnistria, gives Putin an opportunity for blackmail and political maneuvering. He can do nothing, or he can send troops tomorrow, and Europe will get another war. Especially since this month the American Institute for the Study of War wrote that the Kremlin is conducting information operations against Moldova similar to those it used before invading Ukraine in 2014 and 2022. According to the researchers, Russia may be trying to set the conditions to justify a possible future escalation against Moldova, probably trying to prevent its integration into the European Union. Well, now it is time for the Western world to respond to the Kremlin. For example, you can send more weapons and ammunition to Ukraine. Given the restrictions of martial law, Ukraine did not hold regular parliamentary elections on October 29, 2023, and will not hold regular presidential elections on March 31, 2024. Because first, during martial law, holding elections is prohibited by the legislation of Ukraine, and the powers of state authorities continue until its conclusion. Second, Ukraine cannot hold elections because of Russian aggression, cannot guarantee the security of this process, it cannot hold them and the occupied territories with the involvement of our citizens, for whom any contact with Ukraine may now cost their lives. At the same time, Russia itself, which spreads propaganda about the illegitimacy of the Ukrainian government, has had no choice for a long time.
Russia spent almost $250 million on spreading anti-Ukrainian sentiment on the Telegram platform alone. The total budget of the operation amounted to an astronomical $1.5 billion. This is the most expensive action of Russian special services in history. Special operation will reach its culmination in March-May 2024. In the coming weeks, the enemy will make every effort to spread narratives distracted to the global security and attempt to incite conflicts, both inside Ukraine and in other parts of the world where there is effective support for Ukraine. Statement of the Intelligence Committee under the President of Ukraine.
Due to the war, elections in the world have already been postponed. The postponement of elections due to war is not a unique situation in world practice. The British Parliament, elected in 1935, was not re-elected in 1940 and ruled the country for 10 years. Prime Minister Winston Churchill relied on this parliament during the Second World War. After the end of martial law in Ukraine, elections will be held as soon as possible. That concludes our today's video. Thank you for watching. Stay updated, comment, like and subscribe to our UATV English channel for more news from Ukraine. Your support is that really matters. Goodbye.